I've been feeling tired, and no amount of sleep has really helped to shake that feeling of pure exhaustion. Most days I find myself dreading work. It's much more difficult to get into that state of flow. And once I am in that state of flow, it's really easy to get me out of it. I've been getting more headaches, have been getting more stomach aches, have just been feeling more unwell in general. Perhaps worst of all, I've been feeling more irritated and more cynical about work and life in general. I am burnt out. In this video, I'm going to talk about how I got there and what I'm doing about it. I hope that by sharing my experience, it will help you better identify burnout and you can actually avoid experiencing it entirely. If you are currently experiencing burnout, then hopefully some of my ideas for getting through burnout will be helpful for you. How I got here. I've been burned out at least a dozen times in my life. Every time it feels like one night I went to bed feeling great, and the next morning I woke up and suddenly I was burnt out. It doesn't actually work like that. Burnout is a process that evolves slowly over time until one day your tank is empty and the fumes you've been running on are gone. There are always warning signs ahead of time, and being able to identify them can help you avoid burnout entirely. So what are those warning signs and which ones have I been experiencing? Lack of recognition for good work can make your daily tasks feel meaningless. It can be really defeating to work 40 hours a week and get no recognition for all the work that you have been doing. I'm currently going through this one myself because I'm working on a project that is spanning multiple months. I do get recognition from my manager at work and I really appreciate it. However, since this product is still a work in progress and we have not released it yet, I can't speak about it publicly, and that sucks. Lack of control happens when you lose the ability to influence decisions about your job. When you can't control your schedule, workload, and daily tasks, you have lost control. Sometimes this can also happen because you lack the appropriate resources to do your job. I have been feeling an increasing lack of control at work. We have that project deadline that is getting closer every single day. The code base that I'm working on is shared across multiple different teams. All the while, I have been trying to write code full-time and project manage part-time, and I have been failing at doing both. All of that put together is the perfect recipe for lack of control at work. When you're feeling unsure about how much authority you have or what your manager or peers expect from you, congratulations, you have unclear job expectations. I was hired to help improve developer experience. Part of that job is fulfilled by providing intuitive and easy to use SDKs. Another part of that is ensuring that we are working with the developer community to ensure that we are building the correct thing in the correct way. I haven't had the autonomy to improve developer experience in the ways that I had hoped to, because there are multiple teams with competing priorities and goals, all contributing to the same code base. This makes having autonomy really difficult, and I haven't found the right balance for that yet. Dysfunctional workplace dynamics can take on many forms. If you work long enough, you'll likely run into an office bully, have a manager that micromanages your work, or have colleagues that just undermine all of your work in general. If you're really unlucky, sometimes you'll get all three in the same person. Those are all big time, super bad examples of dysfunctional workplace dynamics. It can also be as small as working for leaders that have inconsistent messaging. Essentially, they will say one thing and do the exact opposite. A job where you do very little requires just as much energy to stay focused as a job where you have a bunch of different changing priorities. Spending all this mental energy can leave you feeling tired and empty. Ultimately, it leads to burnout. Since the year has started, I have felt both of these extremes. There have been some weeks where there is just way too much work, and then other weeks I find myself allowing the work to expand to fill the time. When you lack social support, both at work and in your personal life, it can leave you feeling isolated and alone, and ultimately stressed out and burnt out. Thankfully, I have had really great social support. I really don't feel like this is an issue. I'm able to speak with my coworkers, I'm able to speak with my manager, and I'm able to speak with my partner. So that hasn't been an issue, thankfully. Work-life imbalance happens when work consumes so much of your time, you have little, if any, time to spend with your friends and family. This is probably the worst of them all. When you have really bad work-life imbalance, it will always lead to burning out really quickly. To some extent, I have been feeling this. There are some days where I just can't let work discussions go, even long after I've closed my laptop and shut it down for the day. Focusing on YouTube and TikTok has also chipped away at my personal time. Even though making videos is something that I really enjoy doing, it does mean I'm not able to do other things like play video games or watch movies. What I'm doing about it. I am burnt out because I ignored all the warning signs and kept pushing forward without changing anything. In the past, I've treated my burnout by taking a week off from work, playing video games, dropping all of my obligations, doing absolutely nothing, and just relaxing. Eventually, I end up right back where I started, which is where I am right now, which is feeling burnt out. So this time I want to try something different. I'm not going to take a week off of work. Instead, I'm going to face my issues head on, and I'm going to hopefully beat burnout for good. Smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithm tells me that you liked this video, and it motivates me to make even more videos. If smashing the like button isn't for you, I also really enjoy comments, so feel free to do either one. One thing I do currently is keep a work journal. This is where I keep track of my accomplishments and struggles for the week. I will also write down what my plans are for the following week, and I also keep track of how my personal life was that week. I'm going to start reflecting on my past accomplishments whenever I'm having a rough day at work. When I looked through my work journal for my performance review, I was really surprised by just how much work I accomplished in such a short amount of time. It really felt good. I can't control what others do or say. What I can control is how I respond to them. In the past, I found that rational emotive behavior therapy is really helpful for these exact situations. However, in the past year, I haven't been that mindful of actually practicing this. So starting today, I'm going to change that, and I'm going to go back to practicing REBT. This is a pick your battles situation. Working backwards and figuring out why I'm stressed out about my job expectations, I've realized it's largely because I want to be promoted. Aside from myself, my manager is my best advocate. And so if my manager is happy with my performance, then I should be as well. So I'm going to start checking in with my manager weekly about my performance to figure out, is there anything that I could be doing better, or is everything going as good as it could be? This should make it crystal clear if I'm actually achieving my job expectations, and I should be able to stop stressing about this. This one is going to be a difficult one. Ultimately, I need to check with my manager more often when these situations arise. I can also use REBT to help cope with these situations as well. I started doing regular backlog refinements with my team, and I found that this has helped a lot with removing the uncertainty about the work that we have left. This has been helping with keeping the extremes of activity in check, and so I just need to keep doing what I have been doing. So this one has been going well, so I'm just going to keep doing what I have been doing. This means talking with my manager and peers on a regular basis about how I have been feeling. If someone asks, "How's it going, Cody?" If it's not going well, I'm not going to tell them, "Oh, it's going well." I will actually just tell them, "It's not going too great." And then if they want to talk about it, we can talk about it. If we want to laugh about it, we can laugh about it. I've been feeling that my content creation process is fairly inefficient. For 2 months, I would work through the weekends to ensure that I had enough content created for YouTube and TikTok. More recently though, I found a better workflow where I'm able to record videos Monday night after work, and then I will edit those videos during the week between 7 and 9 a.m. So I still end up with work on Saturdays, but at least my Sundays are totally clear and I can do whatever I want. I'm going to keep refining my content creation process. That way I will be able to have both Saturday and Sunday off every single week. I'm also going to be much more mindful about my relaxation time. If I am watching a movie for the evening, that means that I am watching a movie for the evening. No more mindlessly doom scrolling on my phone while a movie plays in the background. As I'm filming this video, I'm feeling burnt out, and I'm not sure how long it's going to take for me to stop feeling burnt out. Once I'm feeling better though, I will be filming a follow-up video to this one talking about which techniques actually worked and helped me get out of burnout. So be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you're notified when I upload that video. If you haven't already smashed the like button for the YouTube algorithm, be sure to do that. We also have a growing Discord community that is free to join. The link will be in the description. Feel free to join. That's it. That's the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.